Hi everybody, my name is Bek and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I'm sharing with you guys how I make my lactation cookies, also known as BB Bickies. So if you like the sound in this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really supports my channel. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and tap the bell to get notified. Let's get into baking. If you've clicked on this video because you want to know how to make BB Bickies, then welcome to the Rashidies household. My name is Bek and I'm currently expecting my third bub. My breastfeeding background is pretty straightforward really. With my firstborn, I didn't know what I was doing and my milk supply really did suffer. With my secondborn, however, one of my friends introduced me to BB Bickies or lactation cookies and they worked wonders, and that is what I'm sharing with you today. Since having my secondborn, my diet has changed. I have been dairy-free since I was about 18. However, within the last probably 18 months, I have also gone gluten-free and I'm trying to stick towards natural sugars just because my body is not reacting to something. I guess for lack of better words, you could say that this is paleo friendly because there's no dairy, no wheat, and I am sticking towards those natural sugars like coconut sugar and maple syrup. I will be attaching the recipe in the description box below if you want to expand it and make it yourself. Let me know how the cookies turn out for you. The two ingredients that really do help your milk supply are the brewer's yeast and the oats. I will be making today's Bickies in my ThermoMix just because I find if the brewer's yeast doesn't get mixed in properly, you can get clumps of it and it's unpleasant. With today's batch of Bickies, I will be freezing it. I won't be baking it because I am expecting bub number 3 to arrive in about 2-ish weeks. That way when I do go into labor, I can grab the log out of the freezer, chop it up like you would any cookie dough log, put it in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes, and then take those Bickies up to the hospital so I can establish my milk supply. So without further ado, let's get to baking. Having experience with making these Bickies, I do recommend that you do freeze your mixture just because the mixture itself is really sticky and can be quite hard to mold into biscuit shapes, and I find freezing it and then cutting it with a really sharp knife is a easier way to go about making them. Otherwise, preheat your oven to 180 degrees. Step 1 is to get your linseed or flaxseed meal, and you're going to take 1 tablespoon of it and allow it to soak for 3 to 5 minutes with about 2 tablespoons of water. I find completing the rest of the steps before having to put the linseed meal into the dough is roughly the time frame that you're looking at. By letting it rest, I am allowing the linseed to absorb the water and for it to become more of a paste mixture. So the next step is all about creaming the butter and the sugar. You can obviously use normal butter and normal sugar for this, but for my stomach and my diet, I'll be using dairy-free butter, coconut sugar, and maple syrup. With the conversion, you're looking at 3/4 of a cup of maple syrup to 1 cup of sugar. I will be using 83 grams of maple syrup to 110 grams of brown sugar. When it came to the coconut sugar, it was gram for gram, so I used 110 grams, which you could use for your raw sugar. Now it's time to cream it. I will put it on for 1:30 at speed 4 to 5, and I will make sure I scrape the bowl down around 2 times within that minute. Now it's time to add my egg, linseed, and vanilla into my creamed butter. time to add the flour, the brewer's yeast, and some salt. Final step is to add the oats and the chocolate. Now that the mixture is all complete and fully stirred through, I'm going to get it ready for freezing. I'll put some Glad wrap down, spray it so that the mixture doesn't stick to it through the freezing process, and I'll make logs and label it Booby Bickies. You can see with the cookie dough, it is really quite sticky, which is the reason why I highly recommend doing what I do and putting it into the freezer. I'd say give it a couple of hours if you really needed a batch straight away, but once it is frozen, it's really easy to just slice like any other cookie dough log and to put it in the oven. I have learned from personal experience, only put it in for the 10 to 12 minutes. Don't put it in until it's hard as a biscuit, because when it cools, it will firm up. If you leave it in the oven till it's firm, you won't be able to eat it. It will become like cement. I know this from personal experience. I'm really happy with how this dough has turned out. I feel like for a first time doing a paleo-friendly breastfeeding bicky, that these have turned out rather well, and I'm looking forward to trying them in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does support my channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you want to be a part of our parenting journey as we welcome bub number 3 in, because this parenting gig doesn't come with a rule book. We only have each other, and I'd love to connect with you. So say hi, let me know how your bickies go in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video.